Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you've seen me before, probably 2 years ago, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome to this channel. My name is Danikazi Pata, and you've probably seen the title of the video. I'll be taking you guys through how I was able to transfer universities, but graduate in record time, right? So let me just give you the background before I get into the video. I did my matric in 2020, and in 2021 I got admitted at UCT for a Bachelor of Business Science, right, which is a qualification that falls under the commerce faculty in UCT, right? So I won't be specifying my major. Yeah, I'll just give you the qualification, but not my major, what I was actually doing, you know. So a Bachelor of Business Science is different from a Bachelor of Commerce, right? So a Bachelor of Business Science comes with honors, which is a 4-year degree. Then a Bachelor of Commerce is just an undergrad degree, which is a 3-year degree. So I was admitted for the 4-year degree, right? So my year started, and also when I was doing my first year, I got a bursary, right? So I went to UCT, I'm admitted, I'm in university, I got a bursary as well. But a lot happens that year. I have my pen with me because I wrote a few things down so that I don't forget anything. So let me just put this down. So I do my first year, but a lot happens in first year, and I don't think I'm comfortable in terms of sharing what was actually happening in 2021. So 2021 happens, mid 2021, I decide that I'm changing my qualification mainly because of my circumstances at that time, right? And I communicate with the university that I want to change my qualification from what I'm currently doing to this major. I hope you can't hear the sound because it's a bit rainy. Just started raining, oh my god. But let's continue. So I communicate with the university that I want to change from what I'm currently doing to this qualification. But they say for me to change, I would need to add an additional year, right? Meaning instead of doing 4 years, I should do 5 years. I was like, 5 years. And also remember that this was me in first year. So I was thinking as a typical first year student. I wasn't mature enough at that time. Yeah, I feel like it was an immature decision, but it was what was best for me at that time. And even today, I thank God I was able to take the decision, right? So I was like, 4 years, 5 years, no, I can't. Then I communicate with, also before communicating with the university, I had communicated with my bursary or my program officer for my bursary. And she understood and she gave me the go ahead. So when they told me about this additional year thing, I went back to her. Then she was like, okay, it's not an issue, but if there is a way of you doing this qualification, but you are able to do it within 3 years, the 3 years that you're supposed to do, let's go for that option. Let's find out if you really can't do this qualification within 3 years, right? And she suggested that I should look into other universities and see what they say, right? And she's the one that knew that UCT uses a similar credit, I don't know, academic credit system that is similar to Wits. I don't know if it's the same or it's similar, but so I don't know if it's okay. Honestly, I don't know if it's the same or similar. But when it comes to credits, it's a situation of maybe let's say if you were doing first year in UCT, will that credit to you for that first year, or you have to redo your first year? So if VETS is able to credit you for the first year that you did in UCT, then you can proceed to second year. But if you are transferring to a university that doesn't use the same credit system as the university or a similar credit system as the university that you were in initially, you are in trouble because you need to go back to first year, right? Because you're going to say, I did accounting in first year, so I won't be doing first year accounting. But the university that you are going to will be like, no, you did accounting, we see. You did accounting at UCT, but it's not the same. So you still need to redo it. So in my case, we're trying to find a university that is going, in simple terms, that would just allow me to go to second year. For everything that I did in first year, I don't have to repeat. I just go to second year, right? Okay, fine. So I looked into universities. I applied at Wits, applied at UJ, applied at UP, applied at a lot of different universities, at UCT and a lot of different universities, right? And then the following year, Wits is actually the only university that replied. It's the only university that replied the following year. Now it's 2022, right? Okay, let's hold it there. So then, I just want to tell you the process in case you are somebody who's going through this process, right? So, firstly, when you are applying, make sure that you disclose that you are in a university. So when you do an application, a university application, there's an option to apply if you are doing grade 12 or if you've been to university before or you are taking a gap year, right? So you need to click on that option that says you've been in university before. Then they will ask for the information of your current university, current institution, what you're doing, and everything. So I included that, all of that in my application, right? When I was applying to Wits and even the other universities. So it's very important if you are transferring, it's very important for you to disclose. I think even if you are not transferring, even if you are just changing courses, it's important for you to disclose that you were registered in a university before, because apparently there are serious repercussions for not disclosing. So failure to disclose can lead to exclusion. You know, you don't want that to happen to you. So that's how I applied. And then, but now the issue is the credits. Remember, in UCT, I was a student. I'm done. I passed everything in first year, by the way. Everything I was doing in first year, I passed it and I did well, right? But the issue with credits now is that you can't, or in my situation rather, when I communicated with vets, they couldn't confirm whether I'm getting the credits or not before I register. For me, I wanted to know before I register, so that if they're not giving me the credits, I'd rather go back to UCT and do my additional year, because it would mean that I would have to add an additional year anyways. So it would be better for me to go back to UCT than to change universities and still do an additional year, which I was trying to avoid, because that was the major reason why I was basically changing. Okay, fine. So they don't disclose that information until you register. And I wrote emails, but they kept on telling me the same thing. Let it go. You need to register before you can know how many credits are you getting. And also with the credit situation, it can be tricky, because in my situation, even though I qualified to get all the credits, but they said they can't give me all the credits. Apparently, there are rules in terms of how many credits you can get, right? So I took a leap of faith. I came to Johannesburg and I registered, because I couldn't register online. I registered, and then they told me how many credits I was doing and how many modules I would have to retake in first year. Because, as I think I didn't explain it before, but even though they're using a similar credit system, but sometimes the courses that you do are not really the same, because when it comes to the credit system, they check the course that you were doing. That maybe, let's say, for example, in first year you had economics, then they'll check what topics were you covering in the economics that you're doing. Then these the same topics that were covered at first. So it's better for you guys to cover more than what was covered than to cover less. Because I remember with accounting, the lady that was assisting me said that in accounting we had covered more in UCT than what was covered in first year at first. So that was not an issue. But when it came to maths, it was an issue. Like for me, in my situation, it was an issue. Then I had to retake maths, because at first, okay, I don't remember the maths that we were doing at UCT, but we did maths. But at first, you do financial maths in first year. So I had to retake maths, right? Okay, fine. So so I had to retake some of the modules that I had already done, but I had to retake them, which I think maths was, yeah, one of them. I think there was a second module, right? And then as I was retaking the first year modules, that allowed me to proceed to second year. So I took second year modules while doing those first year modules. I think I had one module in first semester and one in the following in second semester, right? And then I proceed after first year. I'm done after my first year. My my first my second first year, because I'm already at Wits now. I'm doing my second first year second year, because I was doing first year and second year at the same time, but the year of study in my transcript was year of study one, because I think I was in short of 2 credits or 3 credits for them to put me in second year. So even though I was taking second year modules, but I was still basically registered as a first year, right? Then but what I did when I got to Wits, even though I didn't know much, but I tried when I was consulting with the lady that was helping me. I asked her to register me for all the modules, that second year modules that are prerequisites for third year, right? Because I couldn't take everything in second year, because there is a maximum in terms of how many modules you can take every year, and also in terms of your capacity as a student. You can't take, let's say for example, if an average student or normal students are taking 8 modules, you can't now go and take 12 or take 15. Maybe they can allow you to take 10 because your case is different, but they won't allow you to take, like, oh, sorry, my leg, my leg. Oh. What can I put minutes on? Okay, I'm back. So they won't allow you to take all the modules. Alright. The one, so that they didn't allow me to take everything in second year and with the first year modules, right? Because I would have a lot of modules and I might fail. So I didn't take everything from second year. I took everything that was a prerequisite for third year though. Because there are modules that you do in second year. Okay, in my case, there are modules that you would do in second year but are not prerequisites for third year, right? So you just finish it in second year, or it's not your major basically. And yeah, there are modules that you would do in third year that do not have any prerequisites. So they allowed me to register for everything that was a prerequisite for third year, right? So I registered in second year, or this is my second year. Okay, my first year in Wits. Let me put it that way. And then now, when I went to the second year, my second year in Wits, which is basically my third year, right? I now took everything that was remaining. Third year, everything, because I hadn't started any, I hadn't done any third year module, but I took everything in third year and the remaining modules, which were from second year, right? And when I registered for my third year, also again, the university was concerned, or the lady that was helping me register was concerned that you have a lot of modules, you might not be able to take all those modules. I think my modules were extra by, sorry, I think my modules were extra by 2 to 3 modules. I'm not sure. I think 2 to 3, but they were not in the same semester. And I showed her that, let me try. If I see that I can't do it in the first semester, then I will do register those modules, right? Because there is a period where you can do register modules without them appearing in your transcript, or them affecting your average, or them being charged on your transcript. So I was like, I'm just gonna try and see if I'm able to take everything within that period. If I can't before that period ends, I'll just come back and do register. Or maybe if I do the first semester modules and I see that I'm not surviving, then I'll come and do register the second year module so that I come back the following year, right? But I knew, as I was telling her, that I knew that I'm gonna study. If I need to break my back, I'm gonna break my back, because I want to be done with this qualification, because university can be very hectic, right? So my third year, was, I wouldn't say it was a mess, but my third year was so hectic. I had a lot of modules. And I remember when I was doing my second year, I even had, I was registered as a full-time student and as a part-time student, because there's that option at Wits where you can take a module as a full-time student. Yeah, they have an option for part-time students. So for some modules, since they were clashing during the day, so I had to take them part-time, right? Meaning I attend after 5. So I would attend during the day, attend tutorials and everything, but again after 5, 5 to 8, 5 to 9, some days I'm at school. Even in third year, that was the case. I was in part-time and full-time. So I'd attend during the day, I would attend tutorials, I'd attend at night as well. It was hectic. And even when it came to exams, because I remember when I started writing exams, there was a week where I wrote from Monday to Thursday, every day. And my classmates were not writing from Monday to Thursday, right? Because they're just doing third year. Because I was doing third year and second year. So obviously when they set the timetable for second year, they don't think about third years, because they think everyone who is in third year is doing third year, exclusively third year. So I just had to try to make it work. And for me, that is how it worked. So that is how I was able to complete my degree in record time. I One thing that you should take away is that if you want to complete in record time, even though you have transferred universities, it's gonna be hard. You need to know that you are not the same as everyone in your class. Your story is different. There were times where people would think that my models were clashing because I failed, and I've never felt the need to explain myself, because it was none of their business, right? So I just focused. I tried to make it work, and it worked. There are a few things that I wanted to mention. That yeah, I've already emphasized the point that it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. That's one thing that I'm gonna tell you. And also, if you're watching this video and you want to transfer universities, please note that I transferred within the same faculty. I think it's different when you're going to a different faculty. Let's say, for example, you are transferring from commerce to engineering. Obviously, the modules between commerce and engineering and engineering are too different. Or if you are transferring from engineering to commerce, the modules are too different. You can't, I think they wouldn't allow you to, they wouldn't credit you for anything. You'd have to start afresh. Then in that case, the first year that you had already done, I think, you can't recover anything, or you can't get anything from that. You would have to add an additional year. So yeah, that's my story. I don't want to make this video any longer. If you guys have any questions, you can ask in the comment section down below. And also, one important thing, if you have a bursary, it's very important to keep your bursary updated, because for me, I was able to be funded by my bursary. Actually, it funded me from undergrad to honors, because I kept them updated throughout this entire process. So you can't just transfer universities then communicate after you've transferred. And another thing that I think, when you are doing first year, for me, when I was doing first year, I wasn't really aware of a lot of things, because even with updating my bursary, I thought, for me, I'm just gonna drop this bursary and I'm gonna continue with NSFAS, until I communicated with my program director, and she was like, no, we can make it work. You don't need to drop us, we can make it work, right? So it's very important for you to keep that communication. Even if you are transferring, or you are changing, you're totally changing degrees, just make sure you keep your sponsor updated. Yeah, there might be situations or instances where they will tell you that they can't continue funding you when you're attending universities, but better be safe, just communicate. So yeah, that's it for me. For this video, you will see me in my next videos. I'm planning to remain consistent, and I want to share as much as I can share with you guys. especially when it comes to education, everything university, everything high school, everything transitioning between high school and university, between university and working, navigating university. I'll be posting a lot around those lines. So if you are interested in such content, please do come now and again and check my channel. I'm planning to post once every 2 weeks. And from me to you guys, thank you.